There was once a man who had two sons, very different from one another. The elder son was clever, sensible, and hardworking. He understood how things were done and always behaved as people expected. Whenever there was work to be done, he completed it quickly and efficiently. The younger son, however, was quite the opposite. He was simple, slow to understand, and struggled to learn even the most basic skills. No matter how often something was explained to him, it seemed to slip from his mind. Because of this, the villagers often shook their heads and said that he would surely be a burden to his father. Yet this younger son possessed one strange and remarkable quality. He did not know what fear was. While others trembled easily, he felt nothing at all. His elder brother, though intelligent, was easily frightened. If their father asked him to fetch something after dark, especially if the path led through a churchyard or some lonely, gloomy place, he would refuse, saying it made him shudder. In the evenings, when people gathered around the fire and told frightening stories, they often exclaimed that they felt chills creeping down their backs. The younger son listened closely to these tales, watching the faces of those who claimed to be afraid, but he could not understand them. He felt no chills, no trembling, and no unease. To him, fear seemed like a special art or skill that others had learned and that he alone lacked. As Chimi passed, the father grew increasingly worried. One day, he told his younger son that he was now grown and strong and must finally learn how to earn his living. He pointed to the elder brother as an example of responsibility and usefulness. The younger son listened calmly and replied that he was quite willing to learn something. However, he added honestly that what he truly wished to learn was how to feel fear, because he could not understand it at all. When the elder brother heard this, he laughed and thought his sibling a hopeless fool. The father sighed deeply and replied that learning fear would not earn him bread. Not long afterward, the village sexton came to visit. The father told him of his troubles and mentioned his younger son's strange desire. The sexton laughed and said that if learning fear was all the boy wanted, he could teach him easily. Believing that strict discipline might improve the boy, the father agreed. The sexton took the youth into his house and made him ring the church bell. After a few days, the sexton woke the boy at midnight and ordered him to climb the church tower and ring the bell. Secretly, the sexton dressed himself in white and stood motionless in the tower to frighten him. When the boy reached the top and saw the silent figure, he demanded to know who was there. Receiving no answer, he warned the figure to leave. After calling out several times without reply, he assumed the stranger meant harm and pushed him down the stairs. The sexton fell and broke his leg. The boy calmly rang the bell and returned to bed, still having learned nothing about fear. The next day, the sexton's wife accused the boy, and the furious father drove him from home. He gave him some money and told him to leave and never reveal who his family was. The youth accepted this without complaint. At dawn, he set out on the road, repeating to himself again and again, "If only I could shudder." On his journey, he met a man who overheard his words and suggested that he spend the night beneath a gallows where 7 men had been hanged. Believing this would surely teach him fear, the man promised to reward him if he succeeded. The youth agreed and sat beneath the gallows as night fell. It was bitterly cold, so he lit a fire. Seeing the bodies swaying in the wind, he felt pity for them and took them down to warm themselves. When their clothes caught fire and they remained silent, he angrily hung them back up and fell asleep peacefully. Once again, fear did not come. Continuing his journey, the youth arrived at an inn. There he spoke openly of his wish to learn fear. The innkeeper told him of a haunted castle nearby, filled with evil spirits. Many men had entered it, but none had returned. The king had promised his daughter in marriage and great treasure to anyone who could stay in the castle for 3 nights. Without hesitation, the youth went to the king and accepted the challenge. He asked only for a fire, a lathe, and a knife. That night, he entered the castle and made himself comfortable by the fire. Soon, terrifying black cats and dogs with glowing chains appeared, screaming and trying to extinguish the flames. The youth calmly fought them off, killed them, and threw them into the water. He then warmed himself and slept soundly. The second night, ghostly figures appeared, playing a horrible game using bones and skulls. The youth joined them, reshaping the skulls so they would roll better. They played until midnight, when everything vanished, leaving him alone once more. On the third night, a dead relative appeared in a coffin, followed by a terrifying old demon. Still unafraid, the youth confronted the demon and defeated him with strength and courage. In defeat, the demon revealed hidden treasure and vanished, breaking the curse of the castle. The next morning, the king declared the castle freed and gave the youth his daughter in marriage. Though the young king lived happily, he still complained that he did not know fear. At last, his wife poured cold water filled with fish over him while he slept. In that moment, he finally shuddered and understood what fear was. If you liked this video, please make a comment and like it so we can make more videos like this.